So I won the draft league. The league was called WSDL. What you see right here is the finals, which I did record just in case. A, I won, and 2, I wanted to get stats after, which we did need. I have a really strong team, as you can tell. Ursulina, Arjaldon, Pelipper, Basque, right? Even Stantler, a very good like 2-1 point or whatever it turned out to be. I was very confident in my team. My opponent here is ShadowStorm. I played them I think week 6 of the regular season, and I was victorious against them. But rematches, I always feel go the other way after you kind of see what someone wants to do. It's very easy to adapt. His team had a few things I was very scared of. 2 of them he did not bring. It was the Torracat and the Skip Loom. So obviously you can see Goggles on Arch. I was Sap Sipper on Stantler. But since I'm Goggles, Arch, and Sturdy, I didn't really feel confident in Arch in this deck. So I'm like, wow, it's not actually going to do that well anymore. He not bringing Skip Loom was a phenomenal decision on his part because I brought so many things to counter it, which just wasted my items and some of the abilities. The last time we played, I was female Basque Legion, and I went special side, so that kind of made me think he wasn't going to bring the Torracat, because there's nothing else that's going to check other than that Basque Legion. But this league is run by Saltwater. Saltwater was phenomenal. I think they took over the league after the original owner relinquished it. But yeah, here's our lead. The lead I had in mind here was more Pekko and Basque Legion. And the idea here is I can fake out the Blood Moon, Terra Water, Wave Crash, the Dust Noir, and it kills, and no more Trick Room, right? This is, like, insanely safe. This is also a league where you reveal your Terras beforehand, so I knew it was Terra Ghost on Dust Noir and Terra Normal on Blood Moon. So, either way this happens, either Blood Moon's taking chip, and there's no Trick Room, or Blood Moon's going to protect, there's no Trick Room, I'm up, I'm on. Either or, I'm putting this Basque Legion in such a dominant spot for the game. So, turn kind of plays out as I thought it would, right? I'm going to Terra first. At this point, I'm just seeing, like, okay, did they Terra anything? Maybe, like, a Vac Wave coming out, or something. I'm thinking this is probably, like, Life with Blood Moon, right? So, it could. But the Fake Out, no Protect. I'm like, oh, sick. Okay, free Fake Out, free Chip, and then banded Wave Crash. I'm Adamant Band, Swift Swim, and Dust Noir Lift. I was so confused. I did some calcs after. It is definitely possible for it to live. Like, if it was max defense, max HP, it's guaranteed that it lives, and that's max roll. The reason that I didn't think it would is due to the fact that I brought female Basque Legion the week prior, and that female Basque Legion in this situation, if that was a Terra Ghost Shadow Ball or just any type of boosted Shadow Ball, it's going to kill. So I kind of thought, oh, he's not going to put a lot of physical bulk into this set. I was wrong, and now I'm on the back foot, right? This Blood Moon is ready to sweep my whole team. Sash Morpico is there to save me a little, but I've kind of realized that I need to sack something, and it's like, do I sack the Pelipper or am I sacking the Basque Legion? One or the other, something's getting sacked here, because Ursulina needs to get on the field without taking damage, with a Protect turn to be able to proc my Flame Orb. Without that Flame Orb, I'm not going to be doing that much damage to Ursulina. I'm not doing that much damage to the Blood Moon, which my regular Ursulina needs to do for me to win this set. Without regular Ursulina here, I am losing. I am min-speed, Brave Nature, so I'm always slower than Blood Moon in Trick Room. And in this situation, I kind of deemed that sacking Pelipper was the best bet. Pelipper was phenomenal in our last set, but that was due to him bringing some fire types and the Skip Blooms, right? The Terra Stellar Hurricanes were doing very well, and the Terra Stellar Weather Ball doing great into Ursulina. But now I see Terra Normal. This is more of a defensive Terra in this situation, because like he could have been scared of like maybe an Aqua Jet, but seeing that was banned, I don't know what he was really going for here. I think he just kind of wanted to get this Terra off early, which is fair, as the Blood Moon just annihilates my Pelipper. So I was correct on the call of like where it was going, but it's gonna hurt. The second issue with this turn is I get the knock here, and then obviously it shows lefties. I knew lefties before due to the Fake Out chip, but seeing lefties on Blood Moon, I'm starting to think, oh, maybe this Blood Moon isn't as offensive as I think it is, which is an issue, because I am, the stuff I checked to make sure I could kill would be like your normal Blood Moon set with like max HP with Ursulina. So seeing lefties makes me think like this might not be that set that I was kind of expecting, and I'm gonna have to play around that, which I just didn't really want to do. But here I'm kind of debating on like, do I just stall for the protect turn? If I protect more Pico here, I can't protect it and click Earthquake next turn. I'm trying to get into a situation here where Earthquake can kill both Pokemon. I was kind of assuming a Hyper Voice was going to come out here. So, and he knows I have Sash on Pico, so I felt vulnerable not protecting it, but I kind of felt like I didn't have an option. Except I hate doing the first turn protect to get Flame Orb because I think it's very obvious to call. But him protecting Ursaluna was all I needed to see. Although, yes, it stops me from getting that, little bit of chip. I care more about Flame Orb. Plus, I am fine with this Dusknoir being on the field. Seeing how bulky it was to lift that Wave Crash, I know it's not doing much damage to me. Plus, with the Null type on the field, like, Poltergeist isn't going to do much. He shows Brick Break. I'm not scared of Brick Break. I think it's just, like, the fighting move that it got. The other thing is, Pico still has Sash Up. So with Sash Up, I technically am in a spot where I can EQ and not care, right? I can, like, EQ and not protect and see if I can hit twice. But I kind of felt like I needed a little bit more chip for EQ to kill Ursaluna. Oh, sorry, for the Earthquake to kill the Blood Moon. So I get put in this situation of, like, how confident is my internal calc here? In the end, I just say, screw it, I need more chip. This Blood Moon just protected. I can guarantee chip on it because of Sash. And I have to switch into Basculegion. The other thing is I'm kind of assuming a Blood Moon's about to come and ruin my day. So I take a Brick Break, and there's a Blood Moon. Seeing that Blood Moon made me feel a bit more confident that Ursaluna can come in next turn and pick up these kills, because he doesn't have that one big boom button. But again, Hyper Voice can still be an issue, because you can Hyper Voice, Brick Break, kill the more Pico, or just double into the Ursaluna and kill it. Terra Water on Basque was probably the worst thing I could have done this game, because I don't have Defensive Terra in the Ursaluna. This is the game where I figured out that that is more important than I originally thought it was going to be. So, at this point, I'm like, okay, EQ should clean up both, and I get to keep Sash up. I'm not out of this, right? I do have to take this Brick Break from the Dusknoir, which I did not think was going to do that much. And at that point, it's just see what he has in the back, right? If it's something like Polt or Guard, I'm not too scared of it. When I see Guard on this team, my first thought is Scarf. But the last time we played, his Dragapult was Scarfed as a way to outspeed my Swift Swim Basculegion. So, this turn, nice and simple, right? Protect EQ, take this Brick Break. And that did more than I thought it would. Still, it didn't do as much, but like, that did a surprising amount. Now, after the Aura Wheel, I know EQ is going to pick up both, with no doubt in my head. So now we get to see his last two, right? 2v2. And in my head, I'm assuming it's going to be the Torkoal and the Gardevoir, right? He's obviously going hard Trick Room, so I'm assuming it's Torkoal to counteract my Rain as well. I wasn't too scared of the Torkoal until I remembered that I used Terra Water on the Basculegion, so I have no way to stop this Torkoal from cooking Eruption and killing me. The other thing is, happily, Trick Room just ended, and with my speed boost on this Morpeko, if that is Scarf Gardevoir, I am still faster. The sad news is, I don't know if it's Scarfed or not, since I'm naturally going to be faster with this +1 speed boost I have. So, he shows Trace, which I kind of assumed it would be, just in case he could find Swift Swim, and then obviously the Drip. So, the situation I'm in here is, do I protect Ursaluna, yes or no? If I protect Ursaluna, and he goes for D-Gleam Eruption, I lose. Okay? If he goes for something like an Aura Sphere in Eruption into my Ursaluna, and I protect, I win. It's a 50-50. Right? Because I'm going to click Aura Wheel into this Guard and get it to about half. And then if I protect and Ursaluna is alive, I win the game by just clicking Aura Wheel into Guard again, killing it, and having Facade kill the Torkoal. I didn't think that Torkoal was going... I didn't think that Guard was going to kill Ursaluna. I thought I could take one hit. So I'm like, no, what? It's fine. I won't protect. He goes for the Aura Spear, and it kills. I was very... It made sense that it killed, but I'm like, damn, that did way more than my head thought it would. And then I see Solar Beam. great bit of info to get there. Now, knowing that this game is now lost, I now have the option of figuring out items on one of these two Pokemon with knockoff. Do I want the info on the guard or the Torkoal? I care so much more about this Gardevoir than the Torkoal. The Torkoal is probably going to be a damage boosting item, Specs, Charcoal, something like that, right? So I just want to see what the item is on this guard. Is it Scarf? Like, do I have to play around Scarf Guard later on? So we get to click Knock into this guard. I'm the fastest on the field, so bonk. Right, obviously it goes down. The differential doesn't matter at this point in the stage, but there it is. And it shows choice specs. The ease of mind is now a lot better, because now I know why my Ursaluna died to the Aura Sphere. And I also know that it's not Scarfed. And odds are the Pult will be Scarfed again, right? If I see Gardevoir with Specs, I'm kind of assuming the Pult is now Scarfed. But I go down one game, but I'm not too mad about how that went. I lost on a 50-50 in the end game of do I or do I not protect my Ursaluna. I definitely should have, looking back on it now, because like he had to lock into something. But like since I knew it was going to be choiced, either Scarf or Specs, I kind of assumed he was going to have to lock into something. I didn't think Deagling would have killed. Aura Spear was the only thing he had that would have killed me. I could have just protected there safely. But hindsight 2020, right? In game 2, I'm now trying to think about a new lead option. Morpeko Basque was what I thought of like 20 minutes before this set even started. So now I have this like idea of like I have to switch leads here. And since he wants to get Trick Room up, what if I led something like Basque Legion, Male, and Ursaluna so that I'm forcing my opponent to make a choice? Does he want to get Trick Room up and put my Ursaluna in Trick Room against his, which is going to be slower than mine, in Trick Room? Or does he try to just go on the offensive right away, but now he has to deal with my banded Choice Band, or my Choice Banded Basque Legion? Like, I can force a Terra Normal out on turn 1. I can force Protects out. I have a lot of options with that lead. On the paste I made for this team, the description I wrote was, your team's busted, like, use it. So essentially, instead of trying to gimmick my way through this, I was just going to play balance with a good 4 Pokemon. Plus more Pekka. Alright, so I walk in, I'm ready. Right, I have the lead in my head. And now I'm just kind of thinking about what I want to bring in the back. Do I bring the same things? Right, obviously I sacked Pelipper. I don't know how good Pelipper is going to be in this set. I sacked it immediately. But I did lose to the Torkoal end game. If that Torkoal is like relying on Solar Beam to really be hitting, maybe having Sun is like a big advantage. Oh, sorry, maybe having Rain to cancel the Sun is a big advantage. I'm also now just like thinking like, okay, he's probably not going to be bringing this Pult. Right, if he's going Trick Room, I don't think Pult. I think Pult is just there to scare me. But immediately, I lock in when I want. I take a couple seconds to think if I want, like, to switch out Pelipper and maybe go the Stantler way and just go, okay, what if I just Imprison Trick Room him? But with the lead I have here of Basque Legion, Male, and Ursaluna, I don't care if Trick Room goes up, and I don't care if it doesn't go up. I just need to be able to call which one he's going to have to do, right? Because there's only one. So I can either flip, I just have to be able to predict what he's doing. I felt pretty good in my predictions in this game, like in this season. I'm a big fan of like rain teams with a bunch of momentum because it allows like constant rain on the field. It allows a bunch of switching of moves. Especially since I'm Choice Band Basque, I almost brought U-Turn on Pelipper this set as a way to just keep resetting the weather. But again, I didn't really want to fight the weather war in this game because I kind of thought I would lose, especially when Trick Room's up. Now, he leads the same. Makes sense. It's what he won with game 1. Might as well do it again. I switch mine up. With this type of lead, it's a 50-50 on... Obviously, no matter what happens here, I'm protecting Ursaluna. That does not change. I am protecting my Ursaluna. The issue here is, who am I flip turning? Am I flip turning the Ursaluna or the Dusknoir? The last game, none of them protected, but I do know both of them have Protect. I think I know at this point they have Protect. But, yeah, because he protected Dusknoir. Yeah. Okay, so it's who do I flip turn? Do I think he's going to protect the Ursaluna Blood Moon and get Trick Room up? If that's so, I want to flip turn that Dusknoir. if I think that Dusknoir is protecting, he's going in the offense, I need to flip turn the Ursaluna. My thought here was I rather, like, the worst situation that could happen would me being going into Dusknoir, him protecting, and Ursaluna getting, like, killing me. So I said, if he protects Ursaluna and gets Trick Room up, I'm not in a bad spot. Not a good spot, but not a bad one. So the protect into the Dusknoir was safer. He protects the Blood Moon, I pop off, right? I protect my Ursaluna, right? And at this point, I'm like, this went great. This is going perfectly. He's going to get Trick Room up, and he just protects everything. He wants to see what my Basilisk is walking into. That was his best play, in my opinion, because, yes, I got, like, a free Flame Orb, whatever. That was going to happen whether he set Trick Room or not. I'm now on the back foot of, like, what do I do here? Am I going to... So yeah, I get put in this kind of position of, like, what do I do? Right? I gotta flip turn something. Am I just gonna, like, switch out? Like, I don't know what to do here. So, in my head, I'm thinking I might be able to kill this Basket Legion if I get Rain on the field. Or sorry, I might be able to kill his Blood Moon if I get Rain on the field and go for a flip turn into it. That opens me up to, like, a Terra Normal, which I did think was likely here. I thought Terra Normal Blood Moon going into my own Ursaluna was the play. So I switch in. And at this point, I'm just praying that I don't see a Terra, right? No Terra is phenomenal here, because then I get to kill Ursaluna. And, I popped off hard, and he lived. 1 HP. Like, that has to be 1 HP. There's no other... Like, I was so confused on how he lived that. I don't know how bulky it was. Obviously, it was leftovers, so, like, it was somewhat bulky. But I was flabbergasted. I'm like, oh my god, I'm going to lose... I'm just not getting the rolls I need, or whatever, right? My thought here is that Morpeko is the safest. Assuming that Blood Moon's going into what is now my Pelipper slot, and it was probably going to also be a Brick Break or a Trick Room, I felt really safe in bringing Morpeko in here. Right? Obviously, Blood Moon goes down. Pelipper with a phenomenal stat line so far of 0-2 and has yet to survive a full turn on the field. And there's the trick. In the end, it was a Brick Break, okay? I didn't feel too bad about that. Honestly, I would have liked to have my stash up on Morpeko. But I now have options. I have Fake Out. I have just, like, cooking any other move, right? And this allows me to go back into the Basket Legion. Originally, I was thinking it's Ursaluna no matter what here. But then I realized, okay, since Trick Room's not up, I don't see why I go back into it. I don't think there's a point. If Trick Room got up, then, 100%, this is an EQ situation. But with no Trick Room up, I'm in the point, I'm like, I can get a knock or an Aura Wheel into the Ursaluna. Last respects, kill the Dusknoir. And as soon as I was about to click that, I realized that this Ursaluna could have Vac Wave. If it's Vac Wave, it's going to kill my Morpeko, right? Do I really want that? So this is what I'm kind of contemplating. I can do this, Morpeko goes down, and if Morpeko didn't go down, then, like, what happened? In the end, I said, screw it, I'm going to click Fake Out, right? Looking back on it, I definitely could have let Morpeko die here and got, like, a big knock into this Torkoal, but I took the safe play and just stopped Trick Room from going up, right? Dusknoir, yes, it lived the Terra Water Wave Crash. No chance it's living Last Respects, right? It's dead. So that also makes me think, damn, like, it also is not that bulky. So I was just kind of thinking, like, okay, there's, like, I think it's possible for him to live that if it was, like, maybe max and bold or whatever the other nature is, but he brings in the Ursaluna once again. I have speed control here. So my thought is now, again, into this Ursaluna might have Vac Wave. If he Vac Waves Morpeko, then Morpeko dies, I get a Last Respects into the Torkoal. If he Vac Waves the Basket Legion takes Chip, Morpeko kills Ursaluna, Basket Legion kills Torkoal. Right? So I was fine with letting Morpeko go down here to Vac Wave, because he hasn't even showed me Vac Wave yet. I just kind of assumed he had it, and there it was, right? The reason I assumed Vac Wave was because Sturdy Arch is what I brought last time against him, so I was kind of assuming that he would pick off something to stop me from doing Sturdy Arch things. Last Respects murders the Torkoal, right? And at this point is when I start thinking about can I kill this Ursaluna? Assuming that Gardevoir was in the back again, I need to have Ursaluna alive and, most importantly, healthy enough to take an attack from this Ursaluna, from the Blood Moon, and then attack it back. Because since I am choice locked, I cannot kill the Blood Moon with my Basculegion at the moment. Right? Gardevoir chases abilities that don't matter. So my thought here is that another 50-50. Who is he attacking? I need Ursaluna to be as healthy as possible. In this moment is when I realized it's not as much of a 50-50 as I thought it was, because I have to protect here. There is no other option. The other thing is, if he walks into a move like a super effective Thunderbolt into my Basculegion, that puts me in a spot where, okay, that's fine, I just ignore the guard, right? But I need guard to die first. So I protect to make sure I'm staying healthy enough to beat this Ursaluna. He goes for Vac Wave. I'm right here, I'm like, okay, this is okay. And immediately I'm like, wait, Basculegion might outspeed guard. And it did. So at this point, I'm like, okay, he has no speed on guard. The crit did not matter, right? Don't even think that mattered. At this point in the game, I'm like, hold up. I'm outspeeding, right? But now, he just clicked Vac Wave. So, like, he has the Blood Moon option. Terra Normal, or not Terra Normal, but he has the option to just Blood Moon me, right? I say, like, there's not much about revealing Terras here. He knows I'm Terra Dragon, so I said I might as well do it in case he Vac Waves and I get crit or something. Like, you might as well. And then you just click Facade, and I have no other options other than locking into the Ghost move, right? This is where I'm like, okay, if I die here to a Blood Moon, I lose. It's over. I could have played... I was trying to think of, like, a way I could have played around it, but, like, I think I had to lock into Last Respects there, especially with the Torkoal in the back. I think that was the right choice. And he clicked Vac Wave. And as soon as I saw Vac Wave, I'm like, oh, we're going, right? Like, he didn't even try to do Blood Moon. I don't know if he didn't want to show me the calc on how much Blood Moon was doing, because going into this next game, I still don't know how much Blood Moon, like, the attack of Blood Moon is going to do into my regular Ursaluna. I don't know. So, if he knew it wasn't going to kill, that could have been, like, I'm just not going to show him how much this is actually doing, which I understand. So at this point, game 3, right? This is kind of what I want. And also, it's not, I rather win in 2. But every time I've been into 5 finals now, and every time I just want the best set possible, right? It's more fun for everyone if we just have a good set. So, going into game 3, I'm thinking it's going to be the same lanes as the last previous games for him, right? He's probably going to still lead that Dusknoir and that Ursaluna, because there's nothing else he really wants to lead unless he's going to go for the Polt. He can't really go for Polt safely, though, because it's not going to do enough damage to Basculegion to kill it. Like, Specs Thunderbolt is not doing enough damage to kill Basculegion, because I am 252 special defense. Like, I am so bulky. So, at this point, I'm just thinking, like, I do the same thing, and then it hit me. Pelipper has been useless. I mean, like, absolutely useless. The last time we played, it was great. It was doing phenomenal. This, so far, it has yet to survive a full turn and not get knocked out by a Blood Moon. Granted, my Pelipper was very offensive. It was a max speed, max special attack. I think it was even modest. So, I'm thinking, okay, what if I just, like, leave it? Rain is not helping me in any sort of way. The Rain has done nothing. The only thing the Rain did was give me a chance to kill that Blood Moon, which it didn't even end up doing. So, I started thinking, do I just Imprison Trick Room him? But then I kind of get to that same thought of the first game, was game 2, where I'm like, why Imprison if I just lead Basculegion Ursaluna again? And I force him to make his own decision. Like, I force him to make decisions. I know more Picos coming, and this is where I'm like, well, Stantler's going to be useless, and Pelipper's not doing anything. Why not try and bring the Arch? Right? I got, like, Electro Shot on there. I got Snarl on there for damage reduction. I am sturdy, so, like, I can live something, right? And the idea here is also, since I'm Terra Flying on this Archaludon, if I can catch that Gardevoir, it was Terra Fighting, Specs, Aura Spear. If I can catch it locking into Aura Spear in Terra Flying, I win. Like, not win, but, like, I win that 1v1. Right? But this is, again, more the part where I realize that defensive Terra Ursaluna is a must, due to the fact that I need to be able to take an Eruption. Here's me checking out a set. Yeah, Terra Flying, sturdy, right? I felt better with the Arch than I did the Stantler. Stantler was Sap Sipper, not Intimidate, and not Frisk. I would have liked Frisk earlier on, but again, I was prepping for a skip wound that never made an appearance. So this is game 3. I felt okay going into this, right? Especially once I saw he led the same, right? He leads the same, I lead the same. He knows I'm Banded, he knows I'm Flame Orb. At this point, it is just the prediction game again. Do I think this is a protect and set up Trick Room? It's the same situation as last time. I kind of thought that protecting Ursaluna here is still the best play. Like, I don't want to take any damage. But then I kind of realized that I did so much to Ursaluna with Flip Turn last time. I don't think he's going to let me do that again. The other thing is, I don't want to get put in that situation like I did last time, where Trick Room's up by the Dust Noir, and I go to Flip Turn to this Ursaluna or whatever. Like, I was too scared of having Basque die this turn by picking the wrong Flip Turn target. I decided I don't even want to click Flip Turn. I'll just hard switch. No matter what, keep Basque in the back. Don't let it die. Bring in my favorite little mouse. He then switches out Ursaluna, which means, yes, I definitely could have clicked Flip Turn into the Dust Noir, but I don't regret my choices. Torkoal hits the field. Right? Ursaluna just protects, and as soon as I see what's happening here, I'm like, okay, we got Trick Room going up. Due to the fact that my Ursaluna is Brave Nature, Min Speed, all that fun stuff, I'm not scared about this. Here is the thought about this turn. I have Fake Out Pressure, but I really want to click Earthquake. Right? I really do. If I Fake Out the Torkoal, and Facade the Torkoal and it protects, I'm giving him a free switch into Blood Moon, or just free chip into me, which I really don't want to give him. If I click Protect in EQ, and I Terra Dragon, I'm leaving myself up to take a lot of damage. So this was very much like, is Torkoal going to protect? And then it hit me that it's Terra Grass Torkoal. So like, if I do the play of Protect EQ, it might not work. And he Terra Grasses, I might kill the Dust Noir, but I'm not killing the Torkoal. He gets an Eruption or a Heat Wave, or he would get Eruption off on me, Heat Wave next turn. I decide to take the risk here of Torkoal's not going to Terra. What I was actually calling was a Protect. I was calling Protect, and like Protect on the Torkoal, and then just getting the EQ. I Terra Dragon just to be safe. I don't want to lose the game on this turn. The Terra Dragon is just in case this Torkoal decides not to Terra. Right? Or decides not to Terra or not to Protect. I kind of assumed it was just going to protect this turn, even though it's in Trick Room. Because of Fake Out, it's in danger. I see more Pico Protect, and I'm like, oh my god, Torkoal didn't Terra. Torkoal didn't Protect. It's dead. Right? He goes for the Solar Beam, and I'm like, wait, this is huge. Like, this is, like, I could just win the game this turn, right now. Obviously, it did nothing. My Ursaluna, very specially bulky, or my set, very specially bulky. Take a Brick Break, and now EQ goes off. No Sugar Berry, nothing crazy here. Torkoal dies. Dust Noir takes half, which is kind of what I thought was going to happen, but no Terra, no Protect. Looking back on this now, Terra was his best option, right? Shadow's best option there was Terra, because the things he has in the back, assuming it's going to be the Guard, and assuming it's going to be the Blood Moon again, Terra Normal doesn't really help him, Terra Fighting doesn't really help him, right? So a Terra there would have been his best bet, or their best bet. I am ecstatic in this situation, because if he goes into Blood Moon, I click EQ again, and it dies, right? The Dust Noir will die, and then Morpeko will live on Sash, and then I get to go into it, right? At this point, I'm also kind of thinking, I don't think his Blood Moon has Hyper Voice, because I've seen Blood Moon, Vac Wave, and Protect. I'm assuming that last move is Earth Power because of my Arch, right? So I'm like, it might not have Vac, like, I don't think it has Hyper Voice. So I feel really safe if he brings in Blood Moon here to go for EQ, right? Kill the Dust Noir, have my Morpeko live on Sash, and then get a knockoff or an Aura Wheel into his Blood Moon. In the end, he brings in the Guard. The Guard here is a sack, right? It traces the only ability it can at this point, which is Guts. That's just a sack, right? My safe play now is nice and simple. I knock off the Dust Noir, Facade the Guard, right? I don't want to click EQ here. I don't need to. I can keep Morpeko Sash up. The longer I keep Sash up, the longer it goes. The way that I have this in my head right now is I just won, right? Knock plus Facade should kill. He has no Terras that can stop Knock and Facade, right? I thought about EQ for a second, but then I'm like, why do I even need to do it? His best play here is breaking Morpeko's Sash, because you might as well, because you're not going to do anything to Ursaluna. And also he discards Specs. I know that Ursaluna is going to be faster in Trick Room. I take a Brick Break, it's into the Morpeko, which makes me think my EQ play was obviously would have went really bad. Because if I clicked EQ here, then it's just one less mon to deal with Ursaluna. But Guard goes down, Knock goes into the Dust Noir. It reveals, hey, I was Mental Herb. It will reveal it in a second. And at this point, I'm like, I think I've won, right? Like, at this point, I'm, like, trying to think, like, what's my safest route to victory here? Knowing it doesn't have Hyper Voice, it was just, like, sack everything. No more Protects. Throw everything I can at this fucking Ursaluna. Assume it's going to Terra Normal, right? But click Knock or Aura Wheel, right? Since I was dark in this situation, it was Aura Wheel and Facade. Throw everything I can at it. I still have Arch in the back, and I still have Basket Legion in the back. So once the sun wears off, I have Aqua Jet if I'm still in Trick Room, which I didn't really think I would be. And if Trick Room's gone, then it's just a Wave Crash. Right? So I feel really good into, like, this current situation. I'm starting to get happy. Obviously, Facade just doesn't kill again. This is the second time that thing's lived on one. I see Blood Moon. It goes into the Ursaluna. And then, probably the favorite mon I had on this team, the most fun mon to use, gets to pick up the final kill. My little mouse, who is pissed the fuck off at the moment, gets to fly an Aura Wheel right at him. And there it is. We won WSDL. I was very, very happy. It was a great set. GG's to my opponent. It was a very close set. And before we're done, don't worry, Morpeko did end up finishing off his food a little. It was a great set, and yeah, a great time winning the league. Thanks to all, and till next time.